The Gordie Howe International Bridge, once a symbol of cross-border unity, now finds itself at the center of a diplomatic storm. Set for a grand opening in 2026, this $6.4 billion Canadian project was meant to boost North American trade and cooperation. Instead, former U.S. President Donald Trump's threats to block its inauguration have turned celebration into crisis. Trump's social media outburst in February 2026 sent shockwaves through both countries, casting doubt on years of collaboration. Ontario Premier Doug Ford, once seen as Trump's ally, now defends the bridge and the international agreement behind it. The bridge, designed to unite, has become a symbol of division, with officials scrambling to salvage the project. For Windsor and Detroit, the stakes are high. Their economies and future prosperity hang in the balance. What was once a promise of progress is now hostage to political brinkmanship. Trump's opposition is rooted in economic nationalism, demanding the U.S. be compensated and granted a 50% stake, contradicting the 2012 agreement. He claims the bridge lacks U.S. content, painting it as a one-sided Canadian win. The White House echoes these demands, ignoring the reality of cross-border supply chains and shared economic benefits. Labor unions and Premier Ford have refuted Trump's claims, highlighting that American suppliers provided a quarter of the concrete and all the steel for the Michigan interchange. Trump's stance is especially puzzling, given his administration's earlier support for the project. Many see his reversal as political maneuvering, using the bridge as leverage against Canada's trade pact with China. The facts show the bridge is a binational investment, supporting jobs and growth on both sides. Trump's rhetoric, critics argue, is more about politics than principle. The bridge has become a pawn in a larger game, risking real economic fallout. The dispute exposes the gap between political posturing and the project's collaborative reality. Premier Doug Ford has responded with firm resolve, defending Canadian interests and the bridge agreement. He's called Trump's claims fiction and positioned himself as a champion of Canadian sovereignty. Ford has even threatened retaliatory tolls on other cross-border routes if the bridge is blocked, a bold move that raises the stakes. By citing U.S.-sourced materials and Trump's prior support, Ford exposes the opportunism behind the threats. His stance has drawn support from Michigan Democrats, who call Trump's threats foolish and ridiculous. This cross-border alliance reframes the dispute as regional interests versus disruptive federal politics. Ford's leadership has rallied both Canadian and American stakeholders to defend the bridge's completion. The conflict is no longer just Canada versus Trump. It's about protecting shared prosperity. The Gordie Howe Bridge is a vital economic artery, connecting Ontario's Highway 401 to Michigan's I-75 and streamlining North America's busiest trade corridor. Canada funded the $6.4 billion project, with the agreement granting it toll revenues until costs are recouped, then sharing profits with Michigan. The bridge is jointly managed by the Windsor-Detroit Bridge Authority, ensuring shared governance. Trump's claims of a one-sided deal ignore this reality. A blocked opening would immediately disrupt $61 billion in annual trade and threaten thousands of jobs, especially in the auto sector. Businesses have planned around the bridge's 2026 debut. Any delay would be costly. The project is more than concrete and steel. It's a linchpin for future prosperity. The standoff puts the continent's economic future at risk. As the bridge's opening nears, uncertainty looms. If Trump's threats become U.S. policy, a diplomatic crisis could erupt, with legal battles over the 2012 agreement. Prime Minister Mark Carney is working diplomatic channels, but economic retaliation, like Ford's proposed tolls, could escalate tensions. A trade war would hurt both nations, especially in integrated sectors like autos and agriculture. Michigan politicians and business leaders are pressuring Washington to honor the deal, recognizing the bridge's regional importance. The best hope is a political resolution that allows both sides to save face and move forward. The bridge's fate is now a test of Canada-US relations. Will cooperation or nationalism prevail? The coming months are critical. The world is watching to see if this monument to partnership can weather the political storm. The bridge stands ready, if only the political will can match its promise.